bop, boop. All right.
What's up, everybody? We just finished watching our movie.
Ordinary fucking
I was just about
people.
to say that.
I was hoping that's how we were gonna start off. Like I was hoping we were all just gonna do that. That's what we should do. We should just fucking like all started with like whatever famous line comes from whatever movie we just watched.
Let's go commit crimes. That's the line that I think of. I'll think of.
Let's go commit those crimes. Yeah, let's go get sushi or whatever.
And not pay for it.
Yeah, that is a crime. All right, guys, what's going on? This is 3 Hacks in a Movie. I'm Emilio.
I'm Benley.
And I'm RJ.
And this week's pick was my pick, and we went with the Criterion classic known as Repo Man, starring Emilio Estevez, and Harry Dean Stanton. Who's Harry Dean, or what else was he in?
He was in Alien as I think the robot.
Oh, okay.
One of the androids, maybe. I forget. I haven't seen that one in a while.
Okay,
He's in Paris, Texas.
Paris,
I
Texas.
didn't see that one.
which I don't think you've seen.
I did not see that one.
He was in.
He was the dad in Pretty in Pink.
Oh, I guess that's where I would know more of him. Cool Hand Luke, Kelly's Heroes.
Escape from New York, I think he's in.
Oh, The Godfather Part 2. I'm not sure who
Not
he is
even
in The
know that.
Godfather Part 2, though.
Been in a bunch of stuff.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
I feel like if you see Harry Dean Stanton in the beginning credits, like I feel like that's a good seal that like what you're watching
It's a good sign?
Yeah, it's a good sign. It might not be like 100% positive.
See,
but
I thought of it not the opposite side, but I was like, if you see Emilio Estevez's name in the opening credits, you know you're in for a good time.
yeah, I'm not too familiar with him. I know the name, but I'm a bit of a Harry Dean Stanton fan.
I'm more of a Charlie Sheen kind of guy.
Bro, the Mighty Ducks, dude.
Mighty Ducks, never seen it.
Come on. You never seen the Mighty Ducks?
No. When the hockey game at the end, right?
The hockey game at the end.
It's all about hockey. It's Emilio Estevez plays a hockey coach
Damn.
who has to coach
Coach
A
the Mighty Ducks.
ragtag group of, underdogs.
And then they win the hockey game at the end, right?
I swear to God, dude, every time we talk to Bentley about movies, it more and more convinced me that he's a sleeper agent and he didn't do enough study on actual Americana.
I mean, I didn't watch Mighty Ducks until I was probably 18.
I mean, you still watched it though.
Yeah.
What was it? No, there was something else. I remember the last time we talked to Bentley about something, and he's like, "No, I've never even heard of that." And I was like, "Bro, how have you never heard of?" Fuck, I can't remember. No, you've seen The Sandlot, right?
Yeah, I've seen The Sandlot a
no,
few times.
It was something almost as iconic as The Sandlot, and I couldn't believe what you said. You're like, I've never even...
Definitely not
There's a lot
nearly
of
as
movies like
iconic,
Pretty
but
iconic.
he didn't know of.
Clueless, I don't know.
Well, yeah, he
that
didn't
kind
know
of
that.
movie.
But yeah, he didn't know
that-
Malibu's Most Wanted, which I thought was wild. Like I could understand not seeing it, but he
I
was
don't
I
like,
still don't know what it is.
I don't
really.
think
he
that's...
didn't know who Jamie Kennedy was.
Jamie Kennedy, the guy?
The guy?
The guy.
The guy, yeah. I mean, you had a 50-50 shot of getting that part right.
Name like Jamie. You never know.
Yeah. No, it was something else. It definitely wasn't Malibu's Most Wanted. I would be like, what do you mean
Right,
you haven't
yeah.
seen whatever or even heard of that? But okay.
That was like the most recent one I can think of, though.
Okay. I wish I could remember, but my memory's fucking god awful.
You think
Yeah.
The Mighty Ducks is like one of those essential 100 movies you have to see before you die kind of things?
Honestly, I didn't really even care for it too much. Like,
But
but then again, I watched it for the first time at 18. It wasn't a childhood movie of mine.
Yeah. No, I think the
wasn't a
I think
Sandlot.
the Sandlot still is the number one sports movie, probably whatever. Like
At least
that
kids sports movie for sure.
I would say even sports movie in general.
It's more
that,
like a gang
every
movie, dude.
every American needs to watch, dude. I think I'm pretty sure I'm on the record saying that if you become a citizen of the United States, you have to watch The Sandlot. Like that should be part of the testing progress. Like you take your test and then you watch The Sandlot for an hour and a half. And then you finally get it.
I haven't seen The Sandlot, actually. I've only seen the second one. I've only seen Sandlot 2.
David versus Goliath.
He's gonna watch the eventual Disney remake where all the kids are like non-binary and like
God.
biracial.
I haven't watched the third one. Did you know there's a third one?
Jesus Christ.
Much like the Godfather Part 3, we just choose that. We choose to act like it doesn't exist.
That one has squints in it. An adult squints.
I mean, the man did like one thing in his entire IMDb, so I'm not surprised that he went back for it.
Excuse me, freaks and geeks. He's the bully of the geeks.
Okay. Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen Freaks and Geeks.
All right, guys, I've never seen the Mighty Ducks, all right? All right, God.
It's all right. We're not here to talk about the Mighty Ducks. We're here to talk about a movie you have seen.
Home Alone.
For the first time, Home Alone 3.
You've seen Home Alone, right?
Yeah, of course.
I really wish I could remember what fucking movie that was.
Seen Home Alone.
Anyways. But yeah, so this week was my pick, and I went with Repo Man. This is kind of a total... not a crapshoot. What am I trying to say? Just like a total shot in the dark, because I bought this movie, the Criterion version, before I even seen it or anything. But for anyone who's seen the cover for the Criterion collection of this movie, you'll understand, because it's easily one of the coolest fucking covers / cases to a movie I've seen. And then you open it, it's like literally the entire case is just covered in pieces of the movie, and it's really fucking cool.
Very cyberpunk, I guess.
Yeah.
For lack
If
of a
we
better
clip this
term.
part, this is the part where RJ will show a picture of the Criterion Collection case.
Yeah, it was cool.
But yeah.
It's like a map of LA. Is it just downtown LA or is it all of LA?
I think it's all of LA technically.
It's a map of LA, and it's made to look like a punk skull with like punk
Liberty spikes.
Liberty spikes, yeah, mohawk kind of thing, and it's like glowing neon, which has references the movie.
Right, exactly.
Right,
yeah.
right.
Yeah, just super cool. And then obviously if you watch the movie, you kind of get it, because Emilio Estevez's character, Otto, is very punk rock himself.
Very appropriately named too, actually. Like, and
Otto?
you don't, Otto,
Otto, yeah.
because you don't realize at first that the movie is going to be like kind of about cars,
Yeah.
but yeah,
You know what's so funny?
That's the only thing I did know about the movie.
It was about cars.
That he was legit a repo man of
Right.
like repoing cars. But I knew it was also like a sci-fi movie at the same time, and I was like, where does the sci-fi come into this?
Yeah.
the sci-fi part of this is very weird and fucked up and hard,
Yeah,
like
it's
just like
it's definitely
silly.
not the sci-fi you expect, I guess, in any kind of movie, to be honest. You know, sorry, I was watching this movie, and the just kind of my entire view, or how like we're supposed to view like LA and this whole like seedy underground world where like punk rock gangs just randomly hold up stores all the time. I'm like, this seems like a very outside perspective of Los Angeles and America. And then I found out that the director and writer of this movie is British. And
I would
was
think
like,
so, yeah.
And I was like, you know what? This all totally makes sense now.
A lot of the actors also had like British accents for no reason too. There was like 3 or 4 that just sounded British, but it's like in LA, so it's like why is the British
Well, it
voice
is LA, so
ratio?
it's like, I mean, it's like super diverse or whatever.
but
You'll run into British
Show
people
me
every once in
Indian
a while.
guy too. I don't know why is it all British, but I kind of thought that maybe like it was the director's friends from Britain or something.
Okay.
That's why there's
But
so
yeah, there
many.
was just something so funny about where I was like, God, this really seems. I was like, this is probably how people looked at America, especially Los Angeles during this time, if they've never visited, and then someone basically wrote a movie about it. No, but yeah, I don't know. It just all made sense when I found out that the director and the writer is British. I just thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah. There weren't that very many like American scenes necessarily. Like there's no big diner scene that I could think of. Like it's like a thing that you would show to be like, this is America.
Okay. Yeah.
This is what we do in America. Like a diner is always
Diner's
a
an
good,
American thing. I guess,
for sure.
so,
Diners are American.
Plenty of
Great
guns.
American.
There are
Plenty
a lot of guns. Yeah.
That's true. Cars.
Just roaming gangs. The obsession with capitalism, whatever.
Right. Talking about commies.
Where was the scene where they just beat up commies because there was a rumor that he was a communist, God, we used to be a proper country.
I don't know. Harry Dean Stanton, Bud was his name. He was questioning Otto pretty hard about being a commie at one point.
Yeah, see? He was just doing his job as an American, dude.
Yeah, he's a capitalist.
Trying to make sure we don't got no Dostoevskys in the fucking country or whatever, but
Being a repo man is a fine capitalist profession. And, all right, no communist
one of the most
country.
capitalist professions if you really think about it. But no, this movie, man, I don't even really know how to describe this movie, to be honest. It's definitely not what I expected by any means. But then again, I didn't really know what to expect. Because going into this, I think all I literally knew it's about a repo man who just kind of gets into like random wild predicaments. Like I think I knew that he started like he becomes a repo man in the movie. It's not like he was a repo man the whole time or whatever. But yeah, all I knew is that he just gets like in some long crazy adventure and some kind of like conspiracy theory or whatever. But yeah, that's all I really know about it.
And then aliens.
Aliens.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Aliens and radiation, I guess. Like the very first scene in the movie is like a guy is driving on the freeway, gets stopped by a cop, and immediately the cop is like, "Got anything in your trunk?"
He's like, "You don't want to look in there." And then I was like, "Bro, what?"
So he obviously goes to look in the trunk, and then basically gets Raiders of the Lost Ark like in a second. Just vaporizes into a skeleton.
I did love that we immediately called that out. We're like, what cop just immediately goes, "Do you have anything in the trunk?" And then who the fuck responds?
Where's the probable cause
Yeah,
here?
exactly. Like the dude was like, I don't even know if he was
could sense
speeding
it.
or whatever. If he just kind of swerved a little bit, but you would think the first thing would be like, "Have you been drinking?" Because he was driving recklessly or whatever. It's like, no, like you got something in the trunk, and then also like just the immediate reply of, "You don't want to see what's in there." Like, okay, come on, bro. Obviously, he's gonna want to look in there now.
Not to mention the continuity error where
bro,
we saw.
hilarious.
Yeah, it cuts
Right off the
camera angles and it shows the car from the back of the car, and it's clearly not the same person in the driver's seat.
It's like some 20-year-old guy.
Yeah, it's just like it's probably some stagehand or something that they're like, "Hey, we don't got our actor on today for our reshoots."
Because the actual guy in the opening scene, when you see him, he's like an older dude, probably like, I don't know, late 50s, early 60s, something like that. And then there's like a shot where like the cop is heading towards the back, towards the trunk, and then you see, even though you only see like the back of his head and probably like the side of his face, you can just tell it's a completely different person and probably a younger guy.
Showed a little too much of that for sure.
So we just kind of came up with the conclusion that it was most likely they had to do a reshoot and the dude wasn't there or whatever. They couldn't get a hold of him or something. But yeah, it's funny because I usually never pick up on continuity errors, but that one is so blatant. Like it was kind of hard to miss, honestly.
Yeah, there's a second one later on that I noticed when they're driving through the LA River.
Oh yeah.
Right.
You
when
did call
they're
it
like
out,
kind of battling with the Rodriguez brothers, like going side to side. You know.
Yeah.
It cuts cameras when they're going up one of the embankments, and what the Rodriguez brothers' car. There's only a driver.
One person in it.
Unless the other guy was in there and he was just like crouched down or something. I didn't notice him, but there like I didn't see a second head sticking out. It was just the headrest.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's a couple continuity things with the driving scenes especially.
Yeah.
Where it's like one car will be on the left side or something of a car, and then like the next shot there won't be any car on the left side, and it's like, where'd that car go?
Yeah, those were like, I never noticed continuity errors either, but those were two clear examples where it's like,
it was just so blatant that it's actually more impressive to miss them, to be honest. But yeah, so to quickly give a synopsis about this movie, it's about a punk rock kid named Otto. He just got fired from his fucking grocery store job because he doesn't like to listen to the man or whatever, you know. He gets fired because
he's late.
He's late, but even that wasn't the reason he got fired. He says like
something about like pricing the cans or I don't know.
Yeah, pricing the cans. I thought he said spacing the cans. Like when you put them on the shelf and they don't have enough space in between like the products or whatever. And then he's like, "Fuck you."
Yeah, immediately just fuck you.
Bro, it's so funny.
How much more punk rock could you get, man?
Mm-hmm. I love when he grabs his coworker and tosses them like into the cans or whatever. It's just so, I don't know, kind of badly done. Like it's just so slow motion, and you can tell he's trying to be careful throwing him into the cans. Like if you rewatch it, it's not done very well. It's actually really funny the way. It almost it's nowhere near this bad because I don't think anything gets this bad, but it always that kind of reminds me of The Irishman when Robert De Niro is supposed
Stomping
to
out someone.
Yeah, he's supposed to kick that dude in the face, but you can see that he like not like stumbles, but he like hesitates and then does like a slow kick, and yeah, it just kind of reminds me of that on the level of kind of hilariousness.
You're right.
I'm pretty sure it wasn't supposed to be funny.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Just
yeah.
falls
I don't know,
right into
man.
like the pyramid of fucking cans.
This movie was very satirical, I feel like, for the time.
It's definitely a movie that's I like because it doesn't take itself too seriously.
Yeah.
Like you can literally just do whatever you want in a movie, and sometimes that's fun, man. Like don't have to explain anything, just fucking do it. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Everything was generic brand.
I love
Yeah, that's a big theme
All
in the
the
movie.
drinks, everything was
beer just said beer on
just
it.
said beer,
you know?
or there's one
Potato
can
chips, popcorn.
that said food.
Yeah, there's a can that said food, just
Yeah.
food.
Just
food,
food.
drink.
Yeah,
It
there's
must have
drink.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
dude.
like, what the fuck is in that? Drink, I guess.
Definitely drink, yeah.
Yeah, and also because I've seen like old shows and movies where you'll just see it says beer on the can because whatever they just couldn't get a sponsor or whatever, so they make a fake can. But just the fact that so many products in the movie were just labeled as is, basically. I think I saw one that did say like Quick Oats, but it literally just said again Quick Oats in the same font as all the other fucking products.
Yeah, there was Tasty-O's, which I'm assuming were Cheerios. That was like the most unique ones that they got. The rest of them literally just said what it was.
Yeah, the only brands I really noticed were I know we spotted the Jim Beam bottle at the liquor store.
Yeah,
or
the first
whatever.
liquor store, there's like a handful of there's a liquor wall behind the counter, and there's you can clearly see what what some of
We're
the
not
brands are.
alcoholics. We just, you can just clearly tell it's fucking Jim Beam.
There's a lot of shots of McDonald's arches that I noticed, like at least two, but like
Really, I didn't notice
yeah.
any.
No,
I was
they're
actually
in the
waiting-
background.
Okay, yeah, I was waiting for a scene where they go to a fast food restaurant and it's just like it literally just says fast food on the side or something.
That would have been fucking great, honestly. I don't know why you brought up a fast food scene, and I was like, oh man, that's what was missing in this totally American movie. Like they pull up to like a drive-through and hassle the fucking drive-through attendant or
Right?
something
Yeah,
like
the
that.
punks should have done that.
Yeah, exactly. You would that seems very on brand for them. I'm surprised they didn't do that.
I like how this movie tries to force a love interest in it a little bit, and then at the very end, it's just kind of just cynically just like fuck that. Like,
Yeah, okay.
Like it just builds up to nothing, and it's pretty hilarious.
So he
I love
sees
that
a girl
part.
running on the street and he offers to give her a ride. Then the next time, wait, no, he takes her to her work, I guess.
Yeah.
Then they screw
What was the place called?
United Fruit Cake. Something operative.
It starts with
or
an O.
something.
It starts with
Yeah,
an O.
so UFO.
It's supposed to be UFO. Yeah.
And so yeah, then they just screw in his car in front of her work. And then the next time you see her, he goes to her work to see her because he has something to say. And he's like, "Oh, you want to blow me?" And then like next time you see her, she's working with the government. And then it's the end where she's like, "Oh, take me with you," and he's like, "No, what about our relationship?" That's what she says. What about our relationship? And I'm like, "What relationship? You were in the movie for like 10 minutes, and
he tried to he takes his pants off in like one scene and tries to have sex with her in like some building.
Well, if you remember, like the first scene when he like finally when he drops her off at her job, he's just like, "Hey, how like you want to like go out sometime?" And she's like, "No, I'm gonna be super busy." And then he's like, "Oh yeah, totally, like whatever." Just tries to be like, "Oh, it's not that big of a deal." But then she's like, "But if you want to get in your car," and he's like, "Oh, right here." And then like I love how it goes like 10 times speed. Like
Yeah, it
even though they're
speeds up.
literally right in front of the car, they just 10 times speed into the car. But you see people walking into the building at normal pace. I don't know. I thought that was fucking weird.
no,
but
they
I
were sped
did
up
it.
too."
Were they?
Yeah.
Okay. I felt like, I don't know, in comparison, they weren't going as fast. So maybe I thought that's why it was like normal speed. But yeah, they
That was a
screw.
weird
So
choice.
it totally makes sense why he just shows up later and he's like, "Hey, you want to blow me?" Like, I mean, girl literally put out because he took her like 10, 15 minutes. Like, he gave her a 10, 15 minute ride to her fucking job. But I did love that part. He's like, "You want to blow me?" And then she's like, "Oh, no." And then she like slaps. She's like, He's like,
smack.
He's like, oh wow, I guess you really don't want to, or some shit. I was like, what the fuck? Because I do remember saying like, oh man, he takes rejection really well. Like, you know, you just take that side. He's like, all right, you know, I guess you really don't want to blow me right now. That's cool.
Can't knock a man for trying, right?
But yeah, I love how he incidentally becomes a repo man, I guess, because, you know, a guy offers him, he's like, hey man, I gotta move this car, you know, it's my wife's car. I'll give you, I think he said like $15 or something. He's like, I won't do it for less than 20. He's like, fine, I'll give you 25. And I'm like, all right. And then he gets in the car, he's like getting it ready, and then he starts getting he gets chased by some dude. Apparently it's his car. And then he takes it to like a lot, and it turns out that he was actually just repossessing a car for this guy. You know, whatever. He pays him his share or whatever. But I love how he's like, you want a job, kid, or whatever? He's like, a repo man? No, thanks. like it's like the worst fucking thing in the world.
That's the least punk rock thing you could be, bro.
Apparently. So he's like, I love like they give him a beer and everything. He's like, so what do you say, kid? He's like, this is what I say. And then he pours out the beer, like all like whatever on the office. He's like, normally I knock a kid like you out, but you know what I say to that? You're all right, or something. Like they all like say it in like a harmony. Oh, bro, I don't know why, but there was something about this movie that almost immediately I was like, dude, I fucking love this movie. Honestly, it's so fucking dumb and funny, but I don't know. It's one of those. It's kind of great, honestly.
It plays into its campiness, and it's just
it's not afraid to just be. Like, don't explain anything. Like, don't try to justify anything. Just the dude wrote something, and he's like, you know what? I don't gotta explain shit to anybody. And he really went with that motif throughout most of the movie.
Even the sci-fi part of it is like not like not that clever, but it's not really supposed to be. It's just. It's very just kind of almost silly.
I love watching people get vaporized by the trunk. They're like, like you see like a skeleton flash for a second.
It's like a cartoon skeleton too.
Did they ever really say what's in there? It's an alien, I guess.
Yeah, it's the dead aliens.
Dead alien. Okay.
Yeah, that picture that what was her name? Layla shows Otto in the car.
The love interest.
That ends up on the newspaper, right?
Yeah, the one that ends up on the newspaper. Yeah, she says it's like, oh, it's 4 dead aliens, and then. Yeah, she says later on that it's in the trunk of the Chevy Malibu that everybody's after.
Right.
Yeah. Oh yeah, at one point there's like $20,000, right? There's like a reward for getting the Chevy Malibu.
Yeah.
I think it's like something like $20,000, which guys in this world is $20,000 in what 1984?
Yeah.
So what? That's like double that now, right? Probably
at least, yeah,
something like that.
Probably almost triple.
Because I remember when he was talking about the prices for repossessing cars, he's like, "Oh, you can get like $200 for like a piece of shit, like kind of like whatever car. If it's a nicer car, like a Porsche, you can get like a few G's. So to go from that to some fucking Chevy Malibu that costing $20,000, it's a pretty big deal in the repo world, apparently.
Yeah, that's more than like the car itself.
Dude, that's what I was thinking. I was
especially
like,
at that time, you know.
I was like, how much did a new car cost in 1984?
That was not a new car either. It wasn't. Yeah, that was like it says here 1964 Chevy Malibu. So that's
20-year-old car.
Or a 20-year-old Chevy Malibu.
Yeah, it was in pretty good condition though.
It looked pretty new. I would have thought it was new. Yeah. The cars in this movie are very sexy looking for sure. They're all like muscle cars, like your 80s. Like
they took very good care of the car. Like all the cars you see were taken very well care of, unless it's supposed to be like a piece of shit on purpose.
Yeah. I noticed a handful of cool cars, and the rest of them were all just this shitbox, like late 70s, early 80s.
Like that. I don't know if he actually says the name of it, but the one that they repossessed were like it's him and the black dude. I forgot his name.
Light.
Okay, yeah, that car was pretty sick. I thought it was like a Corvette or something.
I think the Mustang, the one that they get shot at. And then Light starts shooting back.
No, that's a different one. It's the one where like it took him a while to like repossess it because they had to. He was using like
and the alarm was going off the entire time. Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah, I think that one was a Corvette.
Yeah, it looked like a pretty sweet Corvette. But yeah, there were some really cool cars in this movie for sure. Yeah, but this movie, man, I don't know what is there to say about this movie. Like
honestly, like the plot. It's kind of hard for me to follow a little bit because it's just so weird and like you don't know, like
it's pretty chaotic. Yeah, I don't think the plot is complicated by any means, but there's just so much randomness going on throughout the movie. It is kind of easy to get lost or whatever.
Yeah, it's almost like you're just watching this guy go about his life as a repo man, and then they're sprinkling in these little like hints of this aliens.
This whole movie takes place over like 2-3 days, maybe. Like it doesn't seem very long.
No, I definitely think it's far longer than that. It seems like he was working as a repo man for a while.
I don't know, man, because it seems like obviously, like first day, like he's working at the whatever, he gets fired.
I definitely wouldn't say a couple days. I would definitely say at least a couple weeks, but
a couple weeks.
But it would be how long like the guy that was driving the Malibu was in town for. So like he wouldn't be in that area for a few weeks in LA for a few weeks. Wasn't he like trying to drive through or?
I don't even know where he was going.
What he was trying to do.
Honestly.
I don't know, man. He was just driving around, dude. You never just got in your car and drove around and drive around.
Do we even know who he was? I assumed he was an alien.
Yeah, I kind of thought so.
The one driving the Malibu.
It said he was like some, I don't know if it was a doctor or something, but he's the guy who discovered the aliens.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah.
Or at least that's what I think the girl said, the love interest. But when Otto gets in the car with him later, the doctor or whoever, his name was J.F. Parnell.
Okay.
That was the character's name.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think he says that his friend was the guy who discovered the aliens or something.
Okay. Gotcha.
But he worked at, like, I guess, I don't know, some government research lab.
Hey, where was he driving from? Like Roswell or something?
I think so. At the beginning of the movie, it showed like the map, and it was going. I don't know. I don't think it was the 66.
Right. It went through like Flagstaff, Arizona. And
right. It was going, and then all the way to LA. But I can't remember where it started, where it came from. But
maybe New Mexico.
Yeah, maybe New Mexico, Roswell. Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, there's a lot that's like not fully explained in this movie. Like, yeah, like there's this weird crazy guy who's like homeless or something. Or he seems like he's homeless, but and he starts like going off about like the UFOs and the time machines and how like UFOs are actually time machines.
The guy that works with the Repo Man?
Right. Yeah. He's also Repo Man, but he like basically acts like a crazy.
Because they say he doesn't drive.
Right.
So he just works with the Repo Man somehow. Like, I don't know. Maybe he works on the cars or something.
That's another thing that's like not fully explained.
Now I know who exactly you're talking
the guy
about.
who
had the burning barrel.
Yeah, and I remember who you're talking about. Yeah. I was trying to picture him, and then I remember specifically the barrel scene. Yeah, when he's like telling.
If anybody's an alien, it's him because he's the guy at the end who can fly this fucking Chevy Malibu. He can fly a car, bro.
And the crazy homeless man ends up being the key to the whole movie, basically.
No, he's not homeless because they have a party at his house at one point.
Right.
There's that sign that says "Party at Miller's house."
He just has Miller. Strong homeless aura.
Definitely.
Yeah.
He could have fooled me for sure.
You know who you remind me of is who is it? Remember that show that we watched for a few episodes, RJ? Taxi or whatever.
Yeah.
And Andy Kaufman plays the
Latka,
the mechanic. He looked like the mechanic without the accent, basically. Like, he had, like, the gray like jumpsuit on, and he was just dirty, and I don't know, seems crazy in one way or another. But yeah, he just kind of gave me the Andy Kaufman as a mechanic vibe. Yeah, this movie, full disclosure, yeah, I'm very tired today, so I was fucking falling in and out of this movie just randomly. And so there was I definitely missed some fucking key plot points in this movie that I was hoping you guys would fill me in during this episode.
I don't know what
well, we don't know what you missed. So.
Yeah,
no, I know. I'll try to well, I mean, obviously I can't tell you what I missed, right? But yeah, because I got kind of to the point where so he gets Otto gets the Chevy Malibu.
But before that, it like changes hands a few times. Like a bunch of punks like steal it from a gas station, I think.
Well,
no. The Repo Men steal it from the gas station.
The Rodriguez brothers steal it from the crazy guy that's driving it at
a gas station.
At a gas station, yes. And then some punks,
Like right after.
yeah, not too long after, some punks steal it from the Rodriguez brothers when they stop to get some drinks and call it in that they found the car. And then the punks have it, and the old crazy guy finds it again and gets it back from the punks.
Okay.
Because they vaporize one of the punks.
I did see that
Yeah,
part. I did, yeah, that's what I was trying to
look in the
remember.
trunk.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
I did remember one of the punks getting vaporized, and the original driver, he was there, but I didn't know that. I thought they were stealing the car from him right there at that moment. I didn't know that was when he already got it.
He was getting it back
Yeah,
at that
getting
point.
it back. Okay, gotcha.
And then he holds on to it until he dies when Otto takes it at that point.
Yeah, right? Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So Otto takes it to the junkyard or the repo lot.
Yeah.
And
That's my job well done.
right. And then that's when they go to the party. Go to the party, and then I guess someone steals it. Which this is the only part like I'm really confused on is like who stole it from the
original driver again?
From the
Before
lot?
party?
who stole it from the lot.
Oh, who's
Harry Dean Stanton, perhaps? Because he like goes back and he like goes to it like at the end of the movie.
Right, but how did he? Because he went. It shows him in the car after he's out of the hospital. But there's like a whole period where he's with Otto in that time, and like he doesn't mention anything to Otto about finding the Malibu. About like, oh, I took the Malibu from the lot, or like nothing.
Right.
Yeah, see, I don't even remember the hospital part. So yeah, I have no idea. Honestly. Damn. Yeah, shit. Okay.
I think Harry Dean Stanton must have taken it from the lot, honestly, his character, because maybe he was just had a calling to the Malibu. Maybe, I don't know. Because why did he even go into it in the first place after like leaving when he left the hospital?
Because there was that weird evangelical Christian like
radio
minister commercial, and he was talking about like I don't know something, but he then Harry Dean Stanton saw that and he was like, oh. And then he shows him getting out of the hospital bed, and then you don't see him for a while, and then he's just in the car on the lot.
Yeah, but why? Why was he in the car? Like, I don't know.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like, why?
But I'm saying he stole the car. Like, he took the car from the lot, maybe, or I don't know.
But why
didn't show any of that?
Okay, well, I don't know. I mean, just be like stating the obvious or whatever, right? But because I don't know who they were supposed to turn the car into for the $20,000 reward or whatever. Because in the ad, it just says fine for $20,000 or whatever, but we don't know who put it or whatever. I assume it's the government.
The government,
Or
maybe
like-
it's
like
the,
those-
the UFO guys, the
Yeah, or
United Fruitcake outlet. It's called Fruitcake. I'm not just making a joke. It said Fruitcake
No, I do
on
remember
it.
it said fruitcake because I remember I was like, what the fuck? I was like, why is it called that? And then I noticed, obviously, it's supposed to be fucking UFO. But yeah, and then there's like the two, I don't know, government agents who are kind of stalking everyone who finds the Malibu. I like how they
weird
never really
blondes.
try to get the Malibu. They just kind of intimidate the people who are driving the Malibu.
And they're pretty bad at their jobs, honestly, these government agents.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying at the end there, because they were completely botching the investigation. They're just letting like everybody that works at the lot just come in and be like, hey, like get in the car and like drive it off and like mess with all this evidence. And
I liked how all the CIA guys are like blonde for some reason. Like, I feel like in most of these movies, they're usually like brunette, like black haired for some reason.
Like they're
but-
always bald.
black hair, shades, and like a suit. you
shades,
know,
a suit,
typically,
short
yeah.
hair, you know. But yeah, and they're all like, they look like Swedish or something.
Yeah, I think we have to look at this movie through a British person's eyes, and just really think about how they view America.
True.
Like he probably picked a Chevy Malibu because he thinks that's like the most like American car.
It was a good pick. Honestly,
It should have been a fucking Trans Am.
Trans Am, Dodge Charger. No, Chevy Malibu is great pick.
Good choice.
Yeah.
Obviously, this dude really likes cars because he had some pretty cool picks for it. Standalone sequel based on a There's a movie called Repo Chick.
There is.
He also did it. Alex Cox.
Oh yeah, film by Alex Cox.
I can't imagine this guy's just filmography is like that.
It said he did Sid and Nancy, which I know. I think that's also another Criterion movie, isn't it?
I've seen that. It's all right.
Yeah, that one might be. I know he also did. What was the other? I think it's called Walker. I think that's
I don't know.
a Criterion
Walker.
movie.
Also, Iggy Pop did the theme song for this movie.
Yeah,
Pretty
yeah.
cool.
No singing though, which I was surprised about. So
Yeah, I don't remember any singing from
Was he
that.
playing?
Punk rock
it?
it is, bro. They don't even need lyrics.
Yeah, pretty decent punk rock like soundtrack to it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, if you like punk rock, you'll definitely enjoy this track in general.
Yeah, back to back. I know it played like Suicidal Tendencies and then some Black Flag.
Black Flag, right? Yeah. Wait, okay. Oh, fuck. I wanted to see what Roger Ebert said about it because I know it said like Roger Ebert said.
Gave 3 stars out of 4. Out of 4.
Out of a possible 4. What does that mean?
he does 4, dude. Some people do 4.
Yeah.
I know, but it says out of a possible. I don't know.
The possible is the highest possible.
Yeah,
No, I know,
so
but it's-
possibly he can get 4.
Yeah, okay,
but,
I get it.
but
I
he
know,
didn't.
but like I think it's just it seems unnecessary. Like instead of just saying 3 out of 4, you're like 3 out of possibly 4. I don't know, whatever. What is it? I saw Repo Man near the end of a busy stretch on the movie beat. 3 days during which I saw more relentlessly bad movies than during any comparable period of memory. Most of the bad movies are so cynically constructed out of formula, ideas, and commercial ingredients that watching them was an ordeal. Repo Man comes out of left field, has no big stars, didn't cost much, takes chances, dares to be unconventional, is funny, and works. There is a lesson here. I
agree
guess
with
you
that.
can call it earnest. No, I'm just kidding.
I wonder if he's ever given a review where he called something earnest.
One of the Ernest movies.
What if you refuse to call it, like, he's like, no, he doesn't even call it earnest, scared, stupid, or whatever. It's, I don't know. What are the Earnest movies
He
called?
goes to jail.
Ernest, yeah.
He goes to a camp.
Ernest
Yeah.
Goes to
does
it's always
Christmas.
goes to something. Or,
He just goes,
he goes a lot. He goes everywhere.
yeah, he just
I
goes.
watched him go everywhere as a child.
He just goes, goes to jail, goes to camp because he just refuses to call the movie fucking Ernest. But yeah, I've never read a lot of like Roger Ebert's reviews. I've only seen a few, mostly the ones of the movies that we watched for this podcast. But I like that he can watch a movie like this and be like, you know what? I liked it. Like I had fun. I had a fun time watching this movie, and that's all I can really say about it. He gets it.
I can't remember the movie it was, but I will always remember his review saying like, "This movie isn't the bottom of the barrel. This
Freddy
movie
got fingered.
is that what it was?
I think so. I think
Yeah,
so.
it was like this movie isn't the bottom of the barrel. It doesn't even deserve to be in the same sentence as the barrel. This is beneath the barrel."
Oh, dude, that fucking yeah.
Yeah, no, this movie is definitely it kind of reminded me in terms of its silliness is like Weird Science,
Okay.
which is like an 80s movie.
You're right. It was Freddy Got Fingered.
Freddy got fingered.
You're right. That was this movie doesn't scrape the bottom of the barrel. This movie isn't the bottom of the barrel. This movie isn't below the bottom of the barrel. This movie doesn't deserve to be mentioned in the same sentence with barrels. Just barrels in general, not even like the barrel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he did Beyond the Valley of the Dolls.
He did. Yeah.
A lot of people can talk a lot of trash on that movie. I loved it, but
I was about to
I
say,
can
I was like,
definitely see how people could trash that one.
for sure. Yeah, we should have looked at. Did we look at the reviews for that movie? We probably should have, honestly, when we did that one.
The reviews for Beyond the Valley of the Dolls.
Yeah.
Oh,
What
like,
does
it
Siskel
seems
say
you
about
probably-
that movie?
You probably did some research into that movie,
like the review, like what? Whose reviews?
like other film
like
critics,
Rotten Tomatoes,
Nah,
or
fuck them. Like other film critics. Actually,
not
What does
not,
Quentin
not that I
Tarantino
know
have to
of.
say on Beyond the Valley of the Dolls?
He's
probably
screened
loves
it.
He probably loves
He
it,
screened it at his movie theater. That, as far as I know, like he owns a movie theater.
Yeah.
Yeah, he probably
He's
loved
done
it.
that,
I
but-
could see him taking a lot of influence from that one actually to put in Once Upon a Time.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Totally. I'd have to scrub my mind through all Quentin Tarantino movies, but there's definitely a fucking Beyond the Valley of the Dolls reference somewhere in one of his fucking movies.
Well, yeah, in Hollywood, he wanted the what are they called? The bands, the Carrie Nation.
Yeah, the Carrie Nation.
The Carrie Nations.
Nation, yeah.
He wanted them to be in the movie, like as a band playing like on the radio,
Right, I do remember you saying that.
or whatever. Like he wanted to actually make them like a real band in that world.
Oh, okay.
Which
So
I think
so
would
it would
pretty
technically
good.
be set in the same universe or something.
Yeah,
you
I
know?
guess so,
Like
yeah.
Kill Bill and Beyond the Valley of the Dolls are in the same world.
No, that's a good movie. But also a silly movie that doesn't take itself seriously. So
See, yeah,
Roger
that's the
Ebert
great thing
knows.
about it is just that, and it's so funny coming from someone like Roger Ebert, who's such a who is like the film critic, you know. And
It's also pretty much just a hangout movie throughout the entire thing, and then there's like a crazy like killing scene at the end.
Beyond the Valley.
Yeah.
Both of them.
Yeah.
Like that probably was.
No,
just...
it's a cautionary tale about rock and roll and going to Los Angeles to make it. That's the point of Beyond the Valley of the Dolls.
All right, so it seems like all of our movies are cautionary tales. What is the cautionary tale in this movie? Repo Man. Don't become a Repo Man.
If Harry Dean Stanton comes up to you and tells you he has a job for you, say no. Because this is probably gonna be pretty bad experience.
Do not trust the United Fruitcake Organization or whatever.
Don't be punk rock.
Don't buy a 1964 Chevy Malibu.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Because there's dead aliens in the trunk. You'll get vaporized if you fucking get a fucking 1964 Chevy Malibu.
Follow your dreams. Especially with the ending scene where they're flying around in a glow in the dark Chevy Malibu and just like zipping across the LA skyline. Follow your dreams.
This is intense.
This is intense. Yeah, he just says that and looks around.
I really love this movie because it's one of the greatest. It's such a great example of you too could write a movie if you want. Like someone is gonna fucking love it no matter how ridiculous of a concept it is. Like it could get a cult following because that's all like Repo Man really had. Like I mean, I think we saw it had like a 1.5 million budget, and
it only made 3.7 or something.
Which technically is like double. So I mean, it technically it did great in the box office. But this isn't a movie that. I don't know. I mean, I never really seen people talk about it. The only reference I've ever seen in this movie is from the first episode of A Party Down.
Right.
When Martin Starr's character just goes, like, he's like, ordinary fucking people. Yeah. And he's just like, oh, Repo Man, right? He's like, yes, thank you. Finally, like, someone gets that reference.
And now I do.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, that's why, like, I was waiting for the line where he says it. I was waiting for someone to go, ordinary fucking people.
Honestly,
it's pretty early in the movie.
I forgot about the Party Down like thing until I heard him say it, and I was like, "Oh yeah, that's right."
Yeah.
I
put it together as soon as I actually saw Repo Man on the Criterion Collection, and I was like, "Oh, this must be the one he's referencing to," because it's definitely not Repo Man. You know, the one that comes out fucking 30 years later.
I feel like this, or I think this movie was one of the movies that they always showed on like Spike TV or something like that.
Oh, really?
I think so, because I always remember Demolition Man and Repo Man.
Fuck yeah.
It's a good back-to-back.
Yeah.
Double feature.
Well, I don't think it was like a back-to-back thing, but I always remember seeing like...
is that the beginning of the Man saga, bro?
And then it led into the Man show.
Hell yeah, dude.
Wow, that series took a really weird turn, I guess. Bro, Repo Man is set in 1984 Los Angeles, and then Demolition Man is... That's also... Wait, is that like the 80s? No, when does it start?
It's like the future.
I don't know, but later's in the future.
Yeah, I don't know when it's supposed to start, because, you know, they get frozen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's only like 40 years into the future.
Yeah, something, but
yeah, it's not that far.
Yeah. So the movie was in the early 90s. So
yeah,
and then I remember it was supposed to be like 2032 is when they get thawed out in.
Yeah.
So we're not too far away from Demolition Man, guys.
Let's go.
Taco Bell.
Yeah, Taco
Bell wins the fast food wars we use seashells for the bathroom now.
Right, yeah. I
remember
remember when we were when I watched it, they were like the way that they had sex. I was like, man, that's already like VR porn right there.
Oh yeah, God, dude, that shit was fucking weird, man. Talk about worst/best sex scenes in a fucking movie. We're looking at you, Munich.
Yeah, nothing's beating Munich, bro.
I'll never let go of that fucking sex scene, and I'm gonna bring that up as much as I can in every podcast.
We might need to review that movie on the pod just for the sex
especially because
scene.
Bentley hasn't seen it.
Yeah, I have no idea.
He's gonna be
so
like,
bad.
guys, I don't know what you're talking about. This is hot. Yeah, no, I don't know, man. Repo Man, yeah, really never really heard about it. I just remember seeing it in the Criterion Collection, and I'm like, what's so special about this movie? I read the synopsis, and I was like, oh, okay. I mean, I saw that Emilio Estevez is in it. I was like, oh, that's fucking cool, you know, because no one ever talks about this movie when it comes to him. Obviously, they just talk about fucking Breakfast Club and Mighty Ducks and stuff like that. But I don't know, man. It's cool. I liked it. I just thought it was a fun movie that you just, as long as you don't take it seriously, you're probably gonna have a good time watching it.
Yeah, this was before Breakfast Club, after The Outsiders.
After The Outsiders? Oh, okay. How big was he in The Outsiders? Again, I didn't see the movie, so
Fairly decent. I mean, he wasn't like one of the huge roles, but he has more lines than Rob Lowe and probably Tom Cruise combined.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, gotcha.
I don't remember Tom Cruise saying anything in that goddamn movie.
Yeah. I remember like he was in it, but I was like, where is he? And then like by the time it was over, I was like, I don't remember seeing him.
Yeah, you like see him like hanging out with the rest of the greasers like in the house or something.
Bro,
that's about it.
I gotta watch this freaking movie, dude, because I keep hearing you guys say that. You're like, oh, yeah, this guy barely spoke. I don't even think he said anything or whatever.
Yeah, like I do know that Rob Lowe says a few lines, but I don't remember him. He was definitely not a big focal point.
Okay.
It was Swayze, Ralph Macchio, C. Thomas Howell, and Kevin Dillon or Matt Dillon.
Matt Dillon. There you go. Okay, yeah. Yeah, because when I was looking at the Roger Ebert review, he says that there's literally like no names. Like it said like no big names in this movie.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Harry Dean Stanton's been in a bunch of stuff, but
right, but he's like a supporting actor.
Yeah,
guy.
that's like the
his
main
This
character.
was like one of the few. I can consider him like a lead role in this. Like next to Emilio.
Oh, for sure. Well, dude, he's actually credited first before Emilio in this movie.
Yeah, like definitely Emilio Estevez. He's like the star of it. But if there's any other person to give a starring role in this movie, I would say it's Harry Dean Stanton.
True.
I will always have an appreciation for Emilio Estevez because he put my name on the map. I mean, he's obviously the most famous Emilio in the fucking world. And then obviously there's two things: Night at the Roxbury.
Yeah, I was about to say it's not the Night at the Roxbury.
Yeah, Night at the. Well, yeah. I mean, if it wasn't for that movie, but I mean, obviously people knew Emilio Estevez, but thanks to Night at the Roxbury, everyone kind of remembers my name pretty easily if they've seen the movie. I love when old heads come up to me and they're just like, and I was like, Emilio. And then they immediately go into, you probably don't even get that reference. I was like, shut up, old man. Like, I've seen fucking movies, bro. I don't know, but they always assume I've never seen anything before I was born or around when I was born.
So yeah, I thought I was the only one who's seen the Night at the Roxbury movie. Because I know it was a sketch and stuff, but like
I've never seen it.
The movie,
I know the head bobbing skit.
Yeah, the head bobbing skit.
Don't hurt me.
Bro,
man,
do that Hathaway song, right?
I don't know who it
Hathaway?
is.
I think it's
yeah.
Hathaway. Yeah, I think it's Hathaway.
What is love?
Yeah. Baby, you don't hurt me. Yeah, that. Yeah.
What
I mean,
is love?
I think that song was already huge, but then it really had a revival during that. But yeah, thanks to that movie, and then for my American Dad fans, Emilio, because for some reason Stan Smith is just obsessed with Emilio Estevez. What he's like, he's a Sheen. He comes from an acting dynasty, and he had the decency to go away from the world when people got sick and tired of it.
Right. Also, that I think he said something about like he's humble and kept his name or something because
he decides to go by like Estevez.
Yeah.
Sheen, yeah. Which is kind of cool, honestly. I appreciate that.
Yeah. He hasn't done shit recently, honestly.
Bro, he did the Mighty Ducks and just cruised. I have no.
Yeah, I'm looking at his filmography. So I mean, still kind of.
Wait, go to Mission Impossible. Bro, like, it even says uncredited role for
Right.
Mission Impossible.
But fairly, fairly steady. Some a year or two gap here and there up until like 2006. And then since 2006, he's been in 2 movies and then a documentary.
Wow.
About the Brat Pack. And then TV wise, he was in I guess there was a Mighty Ducks TV series. It's probably Disney Plus.
Yeah, so it looks like it only lasted a season.
Yeah, and he was Gordon Bombay again.
Oh, like he started directing TV. That's what it is. Yeah, that makes sense.
CSI.
But still, like ever since like 2006, 2008.
Oh, no, I know.
Yeah, that's
I know.
crazy.
But I started like he seems like the most low key actor where he just does a movie every once in a while or directs a TV show just because he's like running low on money. He's like, this will last me for another year or 2 or whatever, and he just keeps doing that basically.
Yeah.
Does he play the pretty boy in Breakfast Club, like the hot one,
jock.
the Molly Ringwald? Okay, he's a jock. I see.
He's like the too cool for school kind of guy. No, that's Judd Nelson's character, obviously.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Judd, I was confusing with Judd Nelson for a second. But
Yeah.
He's the jock. Yeah.
I love you guys don't watch Psych, but The Breakfast Club is actually like a really big movie, and because they're like he was a kid in the 80s, and every member of The Breakfast Club has made an appearance in that movie, but I think except for Emilio.
Yeah, I didn't see it in his filmography. Right
except
here.
for him, unfortunately.
In
But again, he
Psych?
didn't really do anything. Yeah, in Psych, and honestly, it's great because, the girl who plays like the emo chick, she actually plays like a serial killer she's fantastic in it. But Judd Nelson, dude, I didn't even recognize him in that episode of Psych that he comes out in, but he's easily one of the funniest, like most memorable side characters in the entire series. Like dude, I remember I saw like the Judd Nelson in the credits multiple times, and I'm like, who the fuck was Judd Nelson in this episode? And then I realized it's like kind of one of the main characters for that episode.
Yeah, he's one of those guys where he's so like to me he's so known as being Bender that like outside of that like I would never recognize him.
Yeah. I literally don't know anything else he's done.
Yeah, I know. I remember I've seen him in a bunch of other stuff, and I'm always surprised when I see the name, and I'm like, oh my god, that was him.
Yeah, see, to me,
it's like in one other big movie with a big role, but Breakfast Club is really it.
oh wow, he looks like just kind of like a normal dude in that picture.
Yeah.
Portland, Maine.
Well, I think he was like the
St. Elmo's Fire was probably the other big one.
Yeah. That was another one of those.
Estevez was in that one too, actually.
Yeah. That was another '80s Brat Pack movie.
Okay.
But he played I think he played the shitty record executive in Airheads.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then I want to say he was the dad in Life After Beth.
Oh, really?
Not the dad of Beth, but the dad of
the guy,
the guy,
the boyfriend,
the
right?
boyfriend.
Okay, gotcha. Oh, okay, all right. Well, he's just like he is Bender, right?
John Bender,
John Bender, he's the same. It's kind of like how William Zabka is always going to be Johnny Lawrence from fucking Cobra Kai.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just he's just one of those actors, I guess.
Apparently, he was in Transformer.
It said the Transformers the movie. I don't even because like Rodimus Prime. I don't know what the fuck that is.
Oh shit! The 1986 animated movie.
Oh fuck yeah! Why did it say Rodimus? Is that a fucking other character, or is that just a misspelling?
That's Optimus Prime's dad, man. Rodimus Prime.
Bro, you honestly might be right, dude.
It's his brother.
Yeah. I mean, that's cool being in the fucking OG Transformers movie. That's not bad, bro. That's not bad. But yeah, okay, yeah. I don't know what else he's in, but
I don't know.
Repo Man.
Yeah, I got anything else to say about it?
I just keep thinking. I kind of get why the Criterion Collection wants to preserve this movie. Because I was really going into it like, okay, what's so special about this movie? And now that I watched it, I'm like, you know what? Yeah, this deserves to be preserved for, the rest of fucking human time or whatever. Is it part of, what is it, the American Film Institute whatever, the National Archives or whatever. I know
it's probably one of
Library
the
of Congress.
yeah, it's
Yeah, that
probably
thing,
one
yeah.
of those movies. Yeah,
but
there's like thousands of movies.
sure,
in there,
yeah, I know,
so.
yeah. But yeah, I was really wondering what was so special about this movie and why it has this kind of weird cult following. Which I guess is like a lot of Criterion movies. It's like it's either like a classic, a foreign film that really went international, or just like grew like a really big cult following. Except for Wally, that was just like a
Yeah. What about Armageddon?
that is in
Michael
there.
Bay movie.
Yeah.
I feel like that one and this one can kind of fit together, where it's just like two dumb movies, but they're great and they're amazing.
I think I like Repo Man way more than I liked Armageddon. I'd have to rewatch. I really don't want to rewatch Armageddon. But
I don't know, it's Criterion, dude. It's high art.
Yeah. Is it?
That's
Well, I
seal
mean,
of
Curious
approval.
Cage of Benjamin Button's also on this freaking thing. But I guess I shouldn't talk shit about it because I haven't seen it yet. But
Oh, I can't.
Yeah, that's your boy, man. That's David
I know,
Fincher.
that's David Fincher.
I
But
can
hey,
talk
man,
shit
we
about it.
all make mistakes. No, I'm just kidding.
My problem with that movie is that, okay, he starts as a small old man. How come he doesn't die as a giant baby? He starts as a tiny old man, grows up into an adult, and then shrinks back into like.
You don't think he pitched that idea, dude? He definitely fucking pitched that idea, but it was too outlandish for Hollywood, bro. Like the world just wasn't ready for a giant baby to die on
good.
screen.
Yeah, that would have been. That was what I was waiting for, that whole movie, and it never happened. So fuck that movie.
I can see why
Giant.
you were disappointed. But yeah, I don't know, man. Repo Man, it's dumb, it's funny, it's entertaining. As long as you're one of those people who can just take things for what it is and don't take like just movies seriously, or you can turn off that part of your brain, I think you're in for a good ride. Like I think you're just gonna genuinely enjoy, and it's only like an hour and a half, hour 20 or whatever. It's really not a long movie, but also it's a great perspective on how Brits view Americans. I'm not letting that part go, dude. I'm telling you, this is a huge fucking theme of the movie.
You feel it.
I feel it. I 100% do.
Mm-hmm.
He probably thinks our beer cans really look like that too. Like it just says beer on it. 'Cause
Beer.
we're fucking Neanderthals. Which is, I'm pretty sure that's how Brits still view us today. So it doesn't really seem like that's going away anytime soon.
True.
Yeah. All right. What about you guys? What are kind of like your final thoughts about Repo Man? Do you get it? No, just kidding.
It's a punk campy movie. The special effects are top notch, especially at the end for the
For a
flying
1.5
car.
million budget, dude. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, that part is like just it looks so bad, but it's really great. Like I was smiling ear to ear when that
Watching
part was
people get
happening.
vaporized from a trunk, honestly.
That was like one of my favorite parts.
Dude,
honestly.
right?
Which part?
When people were getting vaporized by the trunk.
yeah.
Dude, there was something about it that was just so pleasing. I don't know. Yeah.
They turn into skeletons like an old like cartoon, and then like it's just their boots left standing,
it's always
and they're like
boots.
smoking.
Yeah, they just stay and stick around.
Like this movie it's hilarious. Like the sci-fi element of it is like they don't really ever like try to explain it through like scientific terms or anything. There's like, oh, there's an alien in the back of the car, and like the UFO, and like I don't know, it's
Aliens
pretty.
and radiation.
Bro, there's like
and-
two, the whole like two like what looks like either government agents or it's probably honestly aliens dressed as humans. I still kind of think that's what they are. Just doesn't go anywhere past that. You just see them pop up every once in a while, intimidating whoever is currently in possession of the Malibu, and that's it. There's just some stuff left up in the air.
Maybe it was just a slow day at the Men in Black office, so they just wanted to fuck with some people.
True. Maybe they were aliens, the blonde government workers.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like my second guess. Like I was like, it's either government agents or I think it's aliens dressed as government agents.
Yeah.
Because they were acting kind of weird. Like I don't know, they were shooting really creepy smiles randomly at the people driving the Malibu. So I don't know. There's something there.
At the end, there's the one government agent who was like talking to another guy, and he was telling him he was reading Dianetics, which is the L. Ron Hubbard.
Oh right, yeah.
And yeah, there's a lot to this story that's like not really explained. Like the whole like where did this car come from? Who's that? Who like why is the government trying to get it back? Like, but it's all just in the background. I kind of enjoy that.
Bro,
You really just get Otto's story.
Bro, I would love if the alien who's rating Dianetics was like, oh my god, he got everything right. You know? Kind of like wait, RJ, I know you've seen it, Belly. I'm sure you haven't seen it. The Good Place.
Yeah.
I've seen a little bit of it.
Yeah, where how like they were talking about how the afterlife and the world works or whatever, and it's like, oh well, we have this one guy, I always forget his name. He's like, he just got super stoned one day and started talking about like how he thinks the world works, and he's like, he is the closest one to ever get it. He's like, he got like 94% of it right. Yeah, so that'd be kind of hilarious if the alien was just like, damn. I was like, I can't believe a human figured this out. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. What are your closing thoughts on Repo Man?
It was a fun movie. It was stupid and silly. I was kind of obviously I didn't know what to expect going into it, but I don't know, maybe like 10-15 minutes into it, I realized like, oh yeah, this movie definitely is not trying to take itself seriously at all. So, and then I started to notice a lot more of like the stupid, like, I don't know, I guess like satire and like,
like the campiness of it.
But yeah, it was a fun watch. It definitely like wasn't my favorite movie it by any means. I'm glad you bought it and not me.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm proud to have this in my Criterion collection.
Just from the case.
I actually I think I made a pretty good call with this because, all right, so I think we all can think of movies where like it just immediately grabs you right away, and I've seen so many people complain like, "Oh, I wasn't fucking interested in the first 5 minutes, so I just gave up on it." Bullshit, or whatever. Bro, I was immediately drawn. As soon as I saw the first guy get vaporized by the trunk, I was like, "I'm in this, bro." Like, I think I'm gonna enjoy this movie. And then we see just kind of how like Otto's character is, and I don't know, man. I was kind of immediately drawn to this movie. That's all I can really say about it. Yeah. Movie or film?
Movie.
Yeah, this one's probably a movie.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
an earnest film.
But yeah, I guess it was filmed on actual film, so
That's what we're calling it, a film.
Yeah, then it gets that.
No, then it's just
I'm
fun.
gonna call it a flick.
Ooh,
really
a
good
flick. I like that.
I enjoyed the lighting in this movie. I feel like the 80s like has a lot of great like interesting lighting where they use like blue lights or like I don't know, just
I thought they showed
colorful.
LA really well for the time, honestly. Like,
yeah, definitely. Actually,
I don't know.
it's still kind of modern in a
Yeah.
way. Like it looked like how it looked today.
Bro, that canal
those
chase
80s.
scene, I feel like there's so many movies set in LA that really love to show that canal. Or like that canal for some reason. There's
Cars driving in it.
Yeah, there's usually a moment where there's like cars driving it. There might be one day where I show you a movie called Blood In, Blood Out, and there's like one or two huge scenes in those canals.
Well, there's also like a huge chase scene in Terminator 2.
Boom, there we go.
That's
That was the
like
other movie I was thinking of.
the quintessential LA River chase scene right there.
It's called the LA River. Where's the water, dude?
I just think that's why I said canal.
That's the joke of it, I guess.
Yeah.
It's ironic. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, no, because they originally like founded the city around the water, I think, around the river, but I think
the river
just
disappeared.
over time. Yeah, it just kind of like dried up.
Well,
Oopsies.
if anyone knows anything about California and its government, is they don't know how to handle their water. Like they just dry it up or what. They don't know how to manage water for shit, bro. Like I remember I used to visit my family, and all the time there was like the city notices. They're like preserve water, like try to take 5-minute, 10-minute showers or whatever, and don't use this much water to clean this and that and blah blah blah.
Let the shit pile up in your toilet.
Well, if you
If
ever
it's
watch,
yellow, let it mellow.
if you
Yeah.
ever watch Chinatown, that movie, like the basis of it is like he's investigating some conspiracy in the water thing in like LA in the 1930s.
You're right. Is it about like the water rights or like the?
I think it's like the water rights or like something like
Yeah, or something about like
Who
land that
owns the
has the
rights?
water or whatever.
Right,
and people
yeah.
are fighting over it. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, see, yeah, it does make sense. That place is just always doomed with water, bro. Like people aren't supposed to live there. No, that's good.
And we say that living in
Exactly.
which is pretty great.
Testament to man's arrogance.
Because At least in LA,
We
they're
got a
like next to
functioning
water.
canal
Yeah.
that has water in it.
Yeah. I mean, it's surrounded by homeless people now, but the water's there.
We have the
Full of dead bodies,
aquifers.
too.
Yeah. Oh, God. Well, bro, like Tempe Town Lake, they discover like a body every year or something like that.
Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. But yeah. All right, guys. I
Yeah,
don't know.
Repo Man was
It was fun.
Yeah, it was fun sci-fi movie. The sci-fi was like not too nerdy at all. It was more punk rock, man.
For anyone who does ever listen to this, it's not on anything as of this moment. You can get it off a DVD UPC website for like $2 or whatever, or $1. I don't fucking remember how much it is. Yeah, $2. I wouldn't say immediately shell out for the Criterion Collection. Even I bought it when it was 50% off, and I'm glad I purchased it. But that's just me. I took a total shot in the dark, and it just kind of worked out for me.
Yeah, ain't no way I'm paying $40 for a fucking Criterion movie.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely always raining for the 50% off, except for when they do the pre-orders. Those are typically cheaper. They're like $30-$35. So that's like kind of their full price, I guess. But I don't know. I liked it. I enjoyed it. You like punk rock. You like silliness and campiness. You'll enjoy it. You're in for a good time.
And
Ordinary fucking people.
Ordinary fucking people.
And also if you like the love interest in a movie just getting totally abandoned by the end of it.
Because she's a total fucking slut, dude. she gets a 10-minute car ride and she's like, I gotta sleep with this guy. And then gets mad when he asks for a blowjob the next day. Like, come on, bro. Like,
yeah,
set a precedent. But yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, pretty funny.
All right, guys. This has been 3 Hacks in a Movie. I've been Emilio, not Estevez.
I'm Bentley.
And I'm RJ.
Have a good night, y'all.